What I think I love most about Tamatea and what I remember most vividly is that sense of the liminal zone, the kind of ambiguous space between different states, between sky and mountain, between land and sea, between day and night.
There is something really special. It's something that's in the little moments. It's in the way that the sun comes through the trees, the snow sits on the hills, or the water ripples, or the hail brushes against your face. And it's given me so much over the years that it's just natural to give back.
Everything about our existence is supported by life, by nature. So this project for me was about focusing on the detail, on the small things, and telling their story of how beautiful they are, how important they are, as an example for everything that we do in our lives.
Tamatea Dusky Sound is home to us, but it's also the birthplace of conservation. Far-fetched corner of the southwest of New Zealand with over 700 islands still untouched. It's still like it might have been over 1,000 years ago. Some of these mountains haven't even seen human footprint. Standing in it and living in it for over 15 years is absolutely magical. For us, everything we do is around connecting people to a place. And art becomes a conduit to help different people see beautiful places through different eyes, different lenses, different aspects, and helps some more people to gain access to wild places and then care for them.
The TamateaART project does two things. On the one hand, through the vision of the artist, it creates a different way of seeing the place. So it's a communication tool to tell the story of the place. Also, in doing that, those art objects which they create are then sold, and some of the proceeds go back into the conservation efforts of Pure Salt in Tamatea.
The idea is full ecosystem restoration, and that's for all the 700 islands above and below the water. And that's a massive task. You know, restoring these places to a point where there can be a biobank for the rest of New Zealand, that takes a lot of people.
Wow.
And just about every time somebody comes to study specific species in Fiordland, above or below the water, they'll find some new thing that they haven't seen before.
New species?
Yes, especially underwater and diving.
Yeah.
And that's what's so promising and where I hold hope for the place in restoration, because the canvas is still there. So if we can keep kind of this arc going and protect this special place. The TamateaART project really allows us to do the work that we do in the place. It's not just raising awareness, but also fun, so we can come into these places and check the traps that are needed to protect them in the first place. There's bait up in the cap, so when an animal comes in, they smell that bait and they get down the bottom, gets triggered, it goes just like that. It's not just getting rid of the predators, it's also knowing what should be there in the first place. How do you detect that? How do you monitor? How do you attract whichever given species to devices? There's so much room for innovation.
I'm absolutely passionate about preserving nature as it is, because that's what's given us life. There's kind of moments when I've been here when what I call the veil just drops, and you feel it totally. And it makes you cry because you feel it so much. Just little moments of connection are powerful. That big picture which we think we have of Fiordland, of big cliffs and mountains and massive waterfalls and amazing overlapping vistas of steep hillsides, there's more to Fiordland than that, and I wanted to tell the story of the small things. All those little things make life happen here. They're really important, and without them it wouldn't be the same. Narrowing down of the view is what happened on the paddleboard, and it's what drew me into the details of these beautiful gardens hanging out over the water on the branches, all these ferns and orchids, other plants growing amongst it, and that's what drew me in. I also collected samples of them and brought them back and pressed them in my workbook so they become dried. And so I wanted to use these in some way. And at the same time, we discovered this wonderful paper that's translucent, just made from fibre. It's beautiful. And so I took some photographs of this and we printed them on the paper as a way of drawing attention to those different flora and just keep that direct contact to the place and the photograph and the time of being there. By wrapping it around like this, we're kind of evoking overlapping layers of hillsides that come down. It also references, I like to think, a kolowai, traditional Maori cloak. You wrap around your shoulders and you pull across in front of you. And I wanted to create a light which was equivalent of the old candle holders where you walked around holding this little tray with a candle in the middle. And it's trying to create a sort of social focal point where people can sit around a light that doesn't shine in their faces but illuminates them just gently like a fire or a candle would.
I'm absolutely grateful to come from a conversation and to be sitting with you with dusk in front of us at dusk and dusky sound tamatea. That whole picture for me just is beautiful.
This is an ambassador. It's got to go out into the world out there and convey your message to the world to say, hey, look, people are looking after the planet in places, please help them.
All we can hope is that through the work of David and other artists, people get different ways to understand just how special and unique this wilderness is and how well worth it is to look after, as well as helping us to do the work on the ground. Look at the group of people we currently have on board and the amount of volunteers that have come and the people before us and the people after us. All we're doing is just holding our piece right here, right now. And I'm really grateful for you being part of that journey. And
no, I'm grateful for you. What we're realising more and more is that biodiversity is absolutely critical to survival on this planet. All that ecology is interconnected. And that's the message I'm trying to push with this.